Hey everybody, it's Alan Brochstein coming to you from Houston, Texas. I run new Cannabis Ventures, and in a month and a half, I'll be launching to the world as Seeking Alpha, the return of 420 investor. And I'm here to talk about this past week for cannabis stocks, which would also include this past quarter because we ended the first quarter and it was a bad quarter. There was no market news this week, but we were in the middle of earnings season, really kind of the end, but not the end, but close to the end. I wrote a piece on Seeking Alpha this week called Planet 13 is a good way to invest in American cannabis. And I stand by that. It was pretty much unchanged during the week. I follow 27 names right now in cannabis related names, and a bunch of them had news this week. Air completed its sale of its Arizona assets, giving it cash and reducing debt. Columbia Care extended some debt by a year. It was supposed to mature in 23, and now it matures in 24. And the company also reported its Q4, and it was a little bit weaker than expected. Finally, it opened its 5th West Virginia dispensary. CEA Industries is one that I follow. It's very tiny. We could probably buy it 100% if we just bought all the stock. The market cap's that low. And they reported a weak Q4. The revenue was down a lot at just 1.5 million. But the stock trades way below tangible book value and, of course, cash. Canopy Growth introduced 6 new beverage flavors under its Deep Space brand. Good luck to them. Curaleaf launched Jams cannabis-infused edibles, and they also announced that they'll be acquiring Desiree Wellness in Utah for $20 million. Lowell reported, and my good buddy George Allen wasn't on the call. I know he just went to Hawaii on his honeymoon, and not that he just got married, but it's a delayed honeymoon. But we got a chance to listen to the new chairman, and she did a great job, but there were no questions on the call. The stock, very cheap, in my opinion. Their revenue was $9.3 million, which is more than their market cap, and that was down 7% sequentially and 38% from a year ago. Organogram invested $4 million into Green Tank Technologies. TerraSend promoted its president and COO to CEO. They've been without a CEO for a while. Jason was acting as executive chairman, and I think this is a good move for the company. Urban Grow hit its own internal estimate for revenue at $17.3 million. And then finally, Verano converted its B shares into Class A subordinate shares, and its Q4 was pretty much in line with expectations, maybe even slightly better. And it also opened its 5th West Virginia dispensary. So a lot of news, none of that was that important, if you ask me. The market this week, we tested the all-time low, but we ended up 0.2%. So at least it's up. But the S&P 500 was up 3.5%. And so we ended the first quarter with our index down 12.5%. It was down more in March. And the S&P 500 is up 7%. So cannabis investors stand in line, and we have to wait our turn. This was not the quarter. And I've been talking on this video and in other places about how the third month in each quarter recently has been a problem. September destroyed Q3, I mean. December was a disaster and destroyed Q4. And March was pretty bad too. And we ended up down for Q1. It's a bear market. I run some model portfolios, and one of them beat the global cannabis stock index, is down year to date by 5.7%. That's ahead of the index, which I'm trying to beat, and I'm doing an okay job with that. And this week was a tough one. I fell 1.1% in my performance against that small gain in the index. And then the other one's been a problem. I just invented this model portfolio, and the idea is to beat the American Cannabis Operator Index. And it's not. The index is down 8.6% year to date. I'm down 18.1%. That's not good. I can explain why if you really care. But I've had a couple of names that have been very poor performers. And so, as I've said before, I'm also trying to beat MSOS. And I am. That's down 18.6%, just a little bit more than me. And that is pretty much it. I end these with the calendar, and this week it's a new month, a new quarter, but not a lot of new information scheduled. On Monday morning, Goodness Growth, which already put out their 10K, I think, will host its call for the Q4. And then during trading, Delta 8, which put out their filings, and Rubicon, which put out their filings already, will host their Q4 calls. And then at the end of the day, after the close, Green Lane will report its Q4, but it filed its 10K also. So I'm about to look at that. So that's really it. And thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I'm going live at Seeking Alpha with the public on May 15th. And I hope more, I could say, I hope you'll join me, but no, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I hope that by that time, the market is better. And I hope that not because I want members, I do want members, but I say that because I'm tired of this bear market. And I think that a lot of people are very tired, including people in the industry. And, stay tuned. That's all I can say. I think cannabis is a big thing, and legalization is happening. And there are some issues, but it should work out. Y'all take care. Have a great week.